Just to find out, a show of hand, any of you know the speaker? Who doesn't know the speaker of this evening, can you put up your hands? Who have not met her before? Okay, we have a newcomer. All right, let me give a short introduction on our speaker. Her name is Ayya Sumangala Bhikkhuni. Ayya received a Master of Arts in Industrial and Organizational Psychology from Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia in 1999. She was a recipient of Book Award from UKM in 1990. She obtained a Master of Arts in Philosophy, Buddhism, from International Buddhist College, Thailand in 2011. Ayya she first became interested in Buddhism at the age of 19. In 2005, she left the home life and became an Anagarini, which is a novice nun. In November 2008, Ayya was ordained under her preceptor-teacher, Venerable Mahinda of Malaysia, and meditation teacher, Venerable Nadimale Sumedha Maniyo of Sri Lanka. Ayya Santini, Theri, and Bhikkhu teacher, Venerable B. Sri Saranankara Maha Nayaka Thera was also the teacher Bhikkhu. Currently, Ayya is the president of Ariya Vihara Buddhist Society, and she is also an advisor to Gotami Vihara Society. Let us all please rise to welcome Ayya Sumangala Bhikkhuni. Let us now be in a kneeling position to pay our respect to Ayya. Buddhang Vandami Bante. Dhammang Vandami Bante. Sanghang Vandami Bante. Please be seated. May I have permission to speak? Thank you. It must be a long journey. Yes. So we are really very grateful to have Ayya Sumangala Bhikkhuni to come to KMBS this evening and share the Dharma with us. For Ayya, we have done our pay homage to the refuge, take our 5 precepts as well, and we have also introduced Ayya. So now we would like to invite Ayya to proceed with this evening's talk. And the title is, Don't Take Your Life for Granted, Live Rightfully. So please. Sadhu, sadhu.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So, good evening, brothers and sisters in Dhamma. Firstly, thank you for giving me this opportunity to share with you a bit on the Dhamma, on don't take life for granted, live fruitfully. So I'd like to begin to say that in life, just like what I've experienced now, a lot of us get jammed in life. All right? So, but in any way, do we realize that? Right? So, life, according to Buddha, we know that the Buddha always mentioned, life is uncertain, death is certain. Yeah. But having said that, we look back to our life, but we tend to look into our life as like very permanent. Yeah, very permanent. Although we know it's impermanent, but behind our mind, we always see it as permanent. Yeah? And because of that, then we don't have any urgency to really look into our life. Yeah? A lot of people tell me, Reverend, sometimes 24 hours is like too short. Do you think so? I always tell them, what is the most fair thing in life? That each of us are given 24 hours, no more, no less. But how do you look into your 24 hours of your life? Yeah? And then firstly, we have to understand to be born as a human is such a precious life that we have. Yeah? But also, again, many humans don't realize that they have such a precious life. Yeah? So Buddha used, when we say human, we use the word manusa, right, in Pali. So manusa means, mana and usa means that the mind can be cultivated. Yeah? It's only human, Yeah? Animal got different name, deva got different name, right? But manusa, in Malay we say manusia. Yeah? It is a time where you can cultivate your mind. But if we don't understand the human life, then we may just spend the human life just like that without really taking the opportunity to cultivate the mind. And why is it so important to cultivate the mind? Because if we don't cultivate the mind, we are just passing through samsara for another round and missing the boat. Yeah, that this is a time where we can really make this opportunity to develop the mind as much as we can. Yeah? We know that life, if you see, some people even die in the womb of the mother. Some people might just live for a few days. Some people die in their children's life, some in teens, then some adult, some elderly. So death can come in any time. Yeah? So if as a human we do not know and do not appreciate our life as a human, being given in that particular state of capacity, to learn and to realize the Dhamma, then we will just miss that chance. And that chance can also be missed in a way if a person is born dull, very young, or during youth, also they can lose their capacity. Yeah? And in the, what they call old age, also we can lose that capacity. Yeah? Especially when you see sometimes because of a certain psychological, emotional problem, or because of intelligent incapacity, or during old age when they get Alzheimer or dementia, they just can't do anything anymore. Yeah? So whenever we have this capacity, it's so important for us to always reflect, and make good use of our mind in the right way. Yeah? When we really look into our time and our life, we can see that in our life, like I said, most, I think in this hall, we are already into half century, right? Yeah. I used to tell people, we all know how to calculate. So half century, do you think how much time do we have somewhere? If we say, okay, we live like the age of the Buddha, 80 years old, quite good. So another 30 years, 40 years to go. To easily count, we take 30 years. Now, 30 years from now, we think we have 30 years, right? But 30 years, 1/3 of our time, what do we do? Tido. So 30 years, 1/3 of it, how many years gone? Minus 10, huh? So we only left 20 years. Within 20 years, what else do we do? You need time to eat 1 day 3 times? Take a bath, do some house chores. And all this may take you another 1/3. So another 1/3 just passed by just like that. So left another 10 years. What do you do with your 10 years? Some people say work. Yeah? But if let's say you're not working, you're retired. Although we said we have 30 years to go, right? But in reality, how much time do you have really to cultivate your mind? Only left 10 years. Yeah. Is that short? I know. 10 years very fast. Yeah. But although we say we have 30 years, but practically we only have 10 years. Yeah. So if we don't do anything with these 10 years, again, it will just pass. And the other 20 years, sorry lah. You know, nothing much can be done, right? So as we look back into our own life, we really need to wake up. And like I say, you know, with this precious life that we have, with the intelligence that we have, if we don't cultivate, then when? Yeah. I still remember from when my mom was about 60, she told me, you know, it's enough to live if I can live 70. Yeah. And then, of course, we rejoiced to have long life. And then when my mother reached 60 plus, again she said, you know, it would be good that I can reach another 10 years. So we will always look forward another more 10 years, another 10 years, another 10 years. But now at the age of 80, she told me, I think I have enough already. I'm ready. Yeah. And this is also because when recently she came back for about 1 year plus, then she got an opportunity to listen to Dhamma. You know, sometimes I'll visit them. Last time they were in JB. And she said, within 1.5 years, she said, I learned so much. Now I'm more ready. I can go anytime, she said. Yeah. So, well, when we are not ready that time, we want extra 10 years, extra 10 years, without realizing that this body is aging, getting old. Yeah. But then the mind can be developed. Mind can be, you know, like ageless, in a way that not say, when we say ageless means we have to, you know, do Botox and everything. No. But really understanding, accepting, yeah, that when our journey is end, then at least we know that the next station, we are more confident to move on. So it's so important. And the Buddha always also tells us that we need to have the urgency, yeah, because you never know. And today also I'd like to share with you as a very I would say important message that we also learned from one of our ex-seminary in 2016. We have, just now you see the video, right? Yeah. So we have Auntie Tan, 91. Yeah, we said Auntie Tan will be the Guinness Record of Malaysian oldest seminary. Yeah. So she passed away last year. But I think all of you know Auntie Tan. Yeah. She has been serving, doing a lot of meritorious deeds, right? She have make her life so rich, fulfilled, and you know, for us to recall about Auntie Tan is always to recall about her smile, her metta, her contribution, so many things. Yeah. But one thing that Auntie Tan, the last time when she told me, yeah, before she managed to join us, I think about 10 years ago, she told me one day, she said, Reverend, I would like to be like you next life. And at that time, of course, Auntie Tan needed to take care of her husband. Then I told Auntie Tan, I said, why not this life? She said, this life impossible. Because responsibility. I said, in that case, Auntie Tan, you need to always keep in mind your wish, that you will be, whatever good deeds you have done, it will pay free for you to one day also to have the opportunity. So finally, of course, with her care and everything, and Uncle Tan passed away in 2016, February. Then a few months later, we have our seminary program. And at the time, Auntie Tan she has this wish to wear the robe in that life, but she has no opportunity yet. So she has done a lot of good deeds, And finally, she called me, and she said, that was 1 week before our program. She said, Reverend, is it still possible for me to join? What do you think? A person 91 years old, will you accept? I told Auntie Tan, I said, Auntie Tan, yes, we will accept you to join. At that time, I remember I don't have any robe already, no blouse. So I go and correct my old blouse and all my old robe for her. I said, come, join us. Why so? Because I thought, Auntie Tan have been serving this Buddhist Sasana for nearly 50 years. And this is a time, her wish to at least to experience what renunciation is all about. And this is a Dhamma where sometimes it is difficult to explain unless you are in, right? And she joined us, and of course we try our best, and we salute her because at the age of 91, when we kneel, she can kneel. And our program started at 5, she wake up at 5. Finish at 10, she also sleep at 10. 91, And Auntie Tan don't have high blood pressure, no heart problem. That's how she maintained her health, physical health and mental health. But the whole thing from that program that is, Auntie Tan felt so happy that she's able to do it in this very life. And I still remember when when we conduct meditation session, we actually give her a puff higher than the rest. And during that session, I remember she go down to the cushion and sit. And then, after conducting the 32 parts of the body, the 32 impurities contemplation, I observe her. She sit for 1 hour together with all of us. And the moment the session finished, she opened up her eyes. Straight, she asked me, Reverend, how long did we sit just now? I said, 1 hour. She was so happy. I said, Reverend, we sit 1 hour? I said, yes, we sit 1 hour. I said, I cannot sit at all. 10, 15 minutes, my leg will be pain, knee pain, everywhere pain. But today, I can sit 1 hour. So I told her, Auntie Tan, yes, by all means, after this, continue to develop further. And do you know, after that, she used to tell some of her old members and also the Suvarna Mitra organizer, he said, not only we should do what they call dana, not only we should do service, not only we should do chanting, he said, we must meditate, she said. We must meditate. So what meditation is all about, what bhavana is all about? To develop the mind further. The rest, yes, it can bring some happiness to us, it can bring, but are we, mindful? Are we peaceful with our own heart? Or are we confident that one day, that if we have to put down everything, are we ready? Or the second one is, if we can move further, then you will be able to discover further about what the mind and body is all about, what liberation is all about. So she's 91 and she has made it. And so in this very life, she feels very happy that she has fulfilled her life journey very fruitfully and very happily. And I think this is where it's so important, in life, that if we are able to cultivate our mind, of course, in different perspectives that the Buddha suggested, of course, dana, sila, bhavana. So many of us as Buddhists, I observe, we tend to miss this bhavana aspect. We are not talking just per se meditation, but we are talking about bhavana, means to cultivate and develop the mind. So we talk about virtue, we talk about the state of good mind and how it can help us to free our mind from the entanglement of the cycle of samsara. So even now with the science or neuroscience, we know that the mind, and it's all actually a lot of things that they can actually show us. What kind of state of mind provide you that kind of frequency, that is high frequency? What kind of state of mind that actually brings you down? So like, for example, if a person is feeling angry, depressed, all the negative that I say, jealousy, anger, all these only produce, according to them, that kind of frequency, about 50 to 100. Even if you are proud, if you're proud, 250. But when you have that kind of mental state which is loving, 500. Joyful, 550. Peaceful, 600. And I feel like very enlightening, 700 to 1,000. So you see or not, why virtue is important, why good mental state is important, why the developed mind is important. Because why? It gives you, it's just like we said, Dhamma is that which uplift you from falling into woeful state. So when your mind is in a very good state, with all this kind of virtue, then of course it uplifts you. And when the mind is, having those kind of state which is like, greedy or angry or, deluded, then it's very low mental state. So that is where, like, in our modern life, it's even more important to look into how we can uplift our mind with good practice of virtue and those good qualities of the mind. And it's not just because of Buddhists, it's because that helps us to uplift our mind, and from there we can gear towards more deeper understanding of the profound Dhamma. All right? Now, Anditan is 91, right? Then we have also another ex-seminary. And she is our, recently, she just passed away this year. She passed away at the age of 34. She's Sister Panya. She was a doctor. And so she joined us in 2016. And Sister Panya actually, when after graduation, she was working in Ipoh, in I think Tengku Bainu Hospital for a few years. And she even win the award of, Pekerja Cemerlang, Perkhidmatan Cemerlang. But in 2016, she discovered that she has this hyperthyroid. And then she actually applied back to Selangor. So she was working in Putrajaya. And her health condition was not so good, but nobody will ever see in her appearance. She still lived very normal, but she also go in out of hospital. But she maintained very cool and calm, peaceful mind. In 2016 also, she take the opportunity to come and join us in the seminary program. And in that seminary program, after the 12 days, what inspired us is her realization. Yeah, we asked them, what do you learn or realize during this short program? And she wrote there, she said, always taking life for granted, not appreciating what is in plain sight. Yeah? Then, this is the first paragraph. The second paragraph, she wrote, thank you very much for an opportunity of lifelong realization that peacefulness lies within one's heart and completing the puzzle of my life. So, although she's very good in a lot of things, but during that short period, she reflected and realized, yeah, and she found from there the confidence about the Dhamma to practice and never take time for granted. Although she has a sickness, she knows that one day it will end up. And yes, this year she passed away. Yeah. But I told him, I said, the main thing is that she has completed her life, her mission, and she lived without regret. And she do whatever she can. She was a very special doctor, according to nurses and other colleagues. When she was in ICU, serving in the ICU, she can even make the ICU patient very happy. If she know you like purple, she will do something, to brighten your day. She can even push the ICU patient to see the sun again. She will bring them out to, because ICU every day. So she's a very special person who always make other people happy. Yeah. And then for herself, although she has this sickness that she has to go in and out, but she never showed in her face. She still lives very joyful person. And a lot of people were shocked when she passed away because she was still okay. I mean, the Saturday she still joins GBA for the 28 Buddhist chanting. But I think she knows her time is coming. Yeah, because when we go for her funeral week, some of her colleagues told the parents that she actually told the rest of the colleagues, that time near New Year, and she said, if you don't see me after New Year, you know that I'm gone. So all of them is like, what's happening, because she's still active, doing things and everything. But she just, whenever she meet the friends, she just tell them, if you don't see after New Year, you know that I'm gone. Yeah. And the last parting word to her parents at the hospital is that she tell her mother, he said, I have no more pain, I'm relieved. And the parents thought, she's okay. So they went back. 1 hour later, she passed away. Yeah. So you see, life can be, you never know. Yeah. I mean, she herself is a doctor. She has seen 4 doctors, but no one can really fix up the thing. Yeah. So in life, like we said, we never know when. Yeah. Unless you practice well. Yeah. And we have also cases like some auntie, they practice well. Every day they make their mind peaceful. And when they want to pass away, they can tell the daughter. One of our devotees also, she shared, the mother, before passing away, told the daughter, because every morning the daughter go for exercise. And so she told the daughter, today you don't go to exercise. She said, I'm going to die. And then the daughter said, Mom, what do you say? He said, today I'm going to die. He said, don't go exercise. So the daughter said, oh, okay, today I don't go to exercise. And then what happened? Then the daughter told the mother, oh, Mom, you must wait first because your grandson, the one that he take care, from young, he said, your grandson is coming back from Australia. So please wait. She will be reaching home. Airport is 7 something, but reach home maybe 9 something. So the mother said, oh. Then the mother really wait, So after that, she said the mother was like sleeping, dozing off, all this thing. When the son came back, 9 something, so the grandmother was like still sleeping. But midnight, about 1 something, the grandma woke up and saw the grandson. So happy lah to send the grandson. And then after that, just smile. And then after that, she just passed on, just like that. No, whatever. And then the grandson go and call the mother, Mom, I think grandma passed on already. And she said, then they went, yes, the mother passed away. No, no hectic, no chaotic things, nothing. But then, she just, because midnight, nothing can be done. So, okay, everybody sleep. Tomorrow morning only arrange the funeral. Nothing shock, nothing what, And so we can see, when the mother used to practice every morning and evening, he would just do her chanting 1 hour, then other time maybe she just keep her mind very peaceful. Yeah. So again, we look back to our own life. How can we lead a fruitful life? Yeah. How can we lead a fruitful life? Yeah. And if we look back to the Buddha's teaching, of course the Buddha said, it's important for us to do these 3 aspects for development. Yeah, and not because just it's a higher marriage, but of course it leads to liberation. So we all know these 3 words, very quite common: dana, sila, bhavana. Yeah, and then how can these help us to protect us throughout our journey in this samsara? Yeah, and if we don't make it this life, maybe next life we still have the capital. Yeah. Until one day we reach liberation. But I think the main goal in life is we have to basically understand what is the goal of our life. Now we are born as a human. What is our main aspiration in life? We have to get it right. If we don't get it right, we'll just go around like I told you all just now. Yeah. Life is not just waiting for us, but we have to really make that life in the fullest possible. So when we talk about dana, sila, bhavana, of course a lot of us, we do a lot of danas. Yeah, that is good. But is that enough? Yeah, not enough. Because dana only, it will, help you to get your 4 requisites in a way, in many lives, if you continue to do. But it will never help you to end samsara. Right? But first thing, we have to do so, because at least it give you that capital for that good fortune. Yeah. But next, of course, we have to practice sila. Yeah. Sila is the one that protects us, from, let's say, difficult karma, right? Yeah. So when we practice sila, meaning we observe the 5 precepts, of course it will help us. Yeah. If we say we refrain from destroying life, we are actually helping ourselves to live a longer life. Yeah. If we don't hurt, don't harm, then of course you won't get that kind of a lot of health issues, pain in the body, or health. It means injury, And then, of course, the second precept, again, when we refrain from stealing or taking things not given, then of course our property will be protected. Yeah. And the third, sexual misconduct, then in our life we will experience, harmony, in family, less separation, that kind of cause and effect. Yeah, if we don't cheat, if we don't lie, then of course we have more. We won't be cheated, and we have more trustworthy people around us, right? And the last part, of course, if we refrain from intoxication, of course, we also protect ourselves to have a clear mind. Yeah. So, sila is so important to protect ourselves and protect others. And a lot of times people say, oh, we have to do, yes, compassion for others. But when you look at the sutta, the Buddha talk about the 4 kinds of people. Yeah, one, they don't care about themselves. They won't protect themselves. Neither do they care or protect others. Of course, this is the most challenging one. The second, lower, the Buddha said, is the one who care and protect others but don't care about themselves. First, we thought this is supposed to be higher, right? But the Buddha put it as the second grade. Third one higher is the one that protect and care for themselves and yet to care for others or protect others. The fourth one, of course, who care and protect themselves and who care and protect others, right? So now, if we look at it, why the second one and the third one, why is in the one that we thought is supposed to be up, to care for others and then care for themselves, why is it lower than the one that care and protect themselves and then yet to care for others? I think the simple reason is that if we care for others and you don't care for yourself and don't protect yourself, don't you think you will also be a problem to another person? Yeah? That cycle goes around. But if you care and protect yourself, the first thing is you are in peace. You are in check. You are not a source of problem to another person. That is higher. Yeah? So this is why the Buddha put. Yeah. Last time I was thinking, why, it's not the other way around, but it is important that if we care for ourselves, let's say, observe a precept well, we protect ourselves. Not because we are selfish. Because once you protect yourself well, means once you care for yourself well, you naturally care for others because you are not a source of problem to other people. Yeah, a source of concern or source of headache to others. And then also, when you do that, you protect yourself, you observe the precept well. What you are giving, the Buddha says, is you are giving to the immeasurable beings. Yeah, the gift of what? The gift of fearlessness. The gift of means free from hostility. The gift of free from oppression. Such a wonderful gift that you are giving to others. So this is where when we talk about development of the mind, these are the things that we can help to uplift our mental state. Yeah, because when we don't do that, we are free from the blessings or the joy of not being blamed. That is already something that brings about good mental state and peace. Yeah? So when we can do that, we also help others to do that. Yeah? So sila is so important also in a way that all this basic practice, as a Buddhist, if we can do it, keep it well, then we fulfill that part of cultivation of the mind. And the third, of course, bhavana. Yeah? Bhavana. Bhavana, of course, in our Buddhist term we say bhavana. It is a very accurate word when you talk about, if you translate as cultivation of the mind or development of the mind. But of course, when you translate to the word meditation, the meaning may run a little bit. Right? The word meditation to us now is so many kinds of things, right? Meditation now can go for many, many reasons. Yeah? Of course, to calm the mind, to find peace, some to cultivate, to get more law of attraction, some cultivate to get psychic power, to have power to control people. Yeah? Some, of course, they do this to do all wicked things. Yeah? Of course, some have more noble wish to cultivate, to understand the mind and hopefully to gears towards liberation of the mind. So this is very important things. Again, I say, what is the purpose of life? So none other for liberation. Because without liberation, that cycle goes on and on. Yeah? On and on. Yeah? And this is where that, again, the word bhavana, you translate meditation, it may not be very equivalent, but we have to understand. Yeah? And so we can see that if you talk about bhavana, it can cure any sickness. Yeah. So, for example, recently we have a retreat. We can see some people come, of course, with some challenge of stress, depression, and different things. But I find it so interesting when they feedback. Yeah, they're sharing feedback. So one of them have a panic attack for half a year. She was telling me, I was a jovial person in the past. Yeah, and I never know that I can get into this state of mind. And for 6 months, she said she had panic attack. The fear is so tremendous, she expressed to me, is that you cannot sit down. Your heart is like going to jump out. She said that kind of fear. And she has been looking around to find remedy, seeing Western doctors, psychologists, sensei, and Ayurvedic, and so many. Yeah. And she said, because of that, also because of the panic attack, she couldn't sleep. And she got hypertension, high blood pressure under 200. They said have to send to hospital. Yeah, and then she said, but in my mind I was thinking, because I see in the internet they said meditation can help. I was looking around to find where got meditation. Then she is so near at her place, but of course, when you don't find, or when you are not in trouble, you may not find. So finally, she found our place. So we conducted a 4 days, 3 nights, and I told her, you don't have to bring your sleeping pill. I think you can sleep. So she trusted. She came. Yeah, 4 days, 3 nights, I see her sleeping. And she told me, first day, actually I already got very sound sleep, she said. But midnight got people snore. That's why I wake up. Yeah. But I said, anyway, you sleep, right, without the pill? I said, yes. 2nd day, 3rd day, she slept. Yeah. And then the 4th day meditation, we do anapanasati and metta. 4th day, she said, I'm so happy today. No thoughts come into my mind. Yeah. And so she shared. And so that is one. You see, even that simple, just 4 days, 3 nights can help her. She said, 6 months I have in chaos. But today I again regain my happiness. Yeah. And then another one told me, she said also she cannot sleep. Sometimes, yes, she sleep long hours. She said 7, 8 hours. And I didn't know nowadays got what new modern gadget. They wear like a watch to measure your deep sleep. I didn't know. So she told me, because I saw her, she wear. Yeah, but I just thought, never mind. Maybe people wear watch. So she told me, she sleeps 7, 8 hours, but her deep sleep is only 2 hours. But during that retreat, she said, we only sleep 6.5 hours, but my deep sleep is 4 hours. So I said, I didn't know one, These are the ones that they tell me. Yeah, so I said, you see, now you got all the gadget, all the scientific things to tell you, what you should do in life, how you should sleep, how you should practice. And those who have gastric one, I used to tell them, when we do retreat, of course, during lunch, so they are supposed to eat mindfully. And normally I will teach them, eat mindfully, not only you chew, you must know that it's already turned into paste, then only you swallow. So we give them that clue. Turn into paste, then only you swallow. Most of them who takut lapar or gastric, after that, no problem. Why? What do you think? So that's why I tell you, a lot of us got jam in life. Not only jam on the road, jam in life. Because we are rushing here, rushing there, rushing everywhere, not really caring for this body. Yeah. So this body needs very basic thing. Yeah, very basic thing to be healthy. When we are healthy, for what? Again, so we can develop the mind. When you are sick, how to develop the mind? Yeah. But if you don't come for bhavana, also very difficult to develop. Because when you come for bhavana or meditation, then you start to see your own self. What is happening in your mind? We all got no time to check. Too busy. I used to share with people, when you use the word busy, be careful. Chinese word busy means 2 words, right? What is this 2 word? One is heart, right? The other one? Die. So next time we tell people, I'm very busy, then you remind yourself, my heart died. Better check your heart before doctor check you. Yeah. So the more you say, the more you think you are busy, you know, the more your heart is dying. You numb your heart, one day really heart attack. I have a devotee also in JB. He is in strategic planning. And he said, I think I want to retire quite soon already. I said, why? He said, with my own eyes. You know, they are very into strategic planning, very hectic on. He said, in my own eyes, I saw 3 cases, people coming into the meeting and just drop dead. Yeah. Nowadays, younger and younger, you know, it's not older, 40, 50 plus. That's it, finished story. Yeah. So this is where I say, when we have a life where we can do something, a lot of people say, Reverend, no choice lah. I say, who said no choice? The choice is in your hand. Yeah, isn't it that we have to be responsible with our life? Yeah, and so it is important to make the right choice in our life. Yeah, life is uncertain. Death is certain. Yeah. So like late chief in the past, you know, late chief started his life very young as a monastic, and he, you know, untiringly, he go all the way until the last breath. Yeah, 87, I think. Yeah. So he has served for his whole life happily to bring about the Dhamma to people, to bring about the Buddha Sasana, the Sangha, yeah? And he has, how to say, from very young, you know, he was so fortunate. He can do all the way, yeah? So in our lay life, we can too, yeah? But the main thing is we have to check our mind. While we are doing that, always check our mind, yeah? So in practice, and I also share with them, in practice, when we say formal practice, you think that only in retreat, right? But after you learn from retreat, you go out, you should sit practice. Yeah? Just like, you know, one time they said the story about Ajahn Chah, and one businesswoman go and see Ajahn Chah. And as usual, I did offer dana and everything. Then Ajahn Chah asked the lady, you know, did she meditate? She said, Ajahn, you know lah, you know, we are business people. We got time to meditate. Then Ajahn Chah asked her, do you have time to breathe? She said, of course, Ajahn, we are breathing every day. Then Ajahn Chah said, if you can breathe, you can meditate. Anapanasati is just about breathing in, breathing out, right? Right? It's only how long can you keep your mind there? It's as simple as that. If you can breathe, just learn the technique well, understand how to do it, how to let go your wandering thoughts and come back to your breath. Of course, you need to go and learn and acquire that skill and understanding and guide it. Then after you already acquire that skill, then every day you do at home. Anywhere you can do breathing. I used also to share with them. I said 4 posture, walking meditation, right? So when you walk, a lot of people don't do standing. They forget only walking meditation. We don't hardly hear standing, right? But I say you walk, you need to stand, right? Then after you turn, then you stand, right? Then only you walk, right? Yeah. So those kind of posture, you still do it without thoughts. Walking, just enjoy walking. Standing, just enjoy standing. So I said, You got no reason. After you learn already, if you have to queue up to pay bill, you don't have to grumble, you don't have to, just do standing meditation. Don't have to think, free your mind, right? So, got reason not to meditate or not? Not to develop your mind or not? Yeah. The scientists also said, 47% of our time are lost in thoughts. Some people say, Reverend, I think more lah. What do you think? So if you are 80 years old, 40 years is just lost in thoughts, which is not real. So half of the fruit taken away, just lost in thought. So if you want to really lead a fruitful life, make sure we learn. We learn how to keep that. Don't get lost in thoughts. That's why the Buddha teach about the Mahasatipatthana and starts with Anapanasati. Then 4 posture. Then comprehending every activity you do. Then deeper and deeper to understand what is this body all about, what our mind is all about. By understanding that, not only will we be able to penetrate into more profound Dhamma, right? So this is where I say, in order to have a fruitful life, I say, whatever time we have, don't take it for granted. And anywhere you can practice the Dana, Sila, Bhavana. Yeah? Whether in monastic form or in a lay form. Yeah? But of course, in a monastic form, the Buddha set this fourfold assembly. Of course, not just to do it like that, but for a specific purpose. Meaning to give this kind of idea and platform for people to have that, what they call urgency, to practice, to make that pathway for them. Just like you send your children to school, right? You want to give them the pathway to become doctor, engineer, or whatever, right? And this is also another pathway. Yeah. So if we talk about the best teacher, I think we already have the Buddha. Yeah. If a person have a wisdom, then don't worry about the rest. Yeah. I also used to ask them, if you have these 4 group of people, which one would you like to select? As your friend, as your parents, as your children, or as your boss or colleagues or whoever? I said 4. First group, very intelligent, but very cunning and wicked. Group 1. Group 2, very intelligent, but very indolent and lazy. They give many kinds of excuses. Cannot do this because too hot, cannot do that too cold, cannot do this because hungry, cannot do that because of too full. This second group. Third group, I say, intelligent, but very wise and kind. Fourth group, very intelligent also, but never satisfied, keep complaining. So which group do you think you want to choose? Third, right? I say, everybody said third. Yes. Some said, then I said, now you look back on ourselves. Which group do we belong to? We all choose number 3, but which group do we belong to? Then I say, if we are, then some of them say, Reverend, we got a little bit of number 1, a little bit of number 2, a little bit of number 3, and a little bit of number 4. So I said, but everybody said number 3. They never said, I want to choose the one that have a little bit here, a little bit there, and a little bit, everything. But everybody straight, very clearly said number 3. Yeah. So I said, so now, number 1, we have to look at ourselves. How do we gear ourselves towards number 3? Because everyone wants number 3. So we have to start with ourselves. So then other people also can rejoice with number 3, because we are also number 3. Yeah. So if we have number 1 a bit, number 2 a bit, number 3 a bit, that one we have to work to refrain and to let it go already. Yeah. And gear ourselves to number 3. So intelligence alone, not enough. It can make wrong thing if we don't have wisdom. So what is wisdom? Sometimes we say wisdom. Yeah, sometimes we say, what is wisdom? Then we start to think, wonder, what is wisdom? Right? I think the simplest basic thing is understanding the law of karma Four Noble Truths, and knowing that the right and the wrong that leads to one day to our liberation. Without knowing that, I say it can be very intelligent, but still in samsara cycle. Yeah. Some are very intelligent, they do a lot of dhanas, they gear towards heaven. They also do some bad things, but they know how to die. When they want to die, they know how to gear their last thoughts towards good rebirth. But again, samsara cycle. So they thought in that life they are very smart, but what about next life? Yeah. So yes, they may be reborn as devas, but that kind of carry-over karma is still there. Yeah. They may be able to enjoy in that particular life, but next, don't know. So that is not the guarantee. Yeah. So again, at the end, the aim is towards liberation, the Buddha said. So whatever is means to be free from samsara. So when we have this in mind, then only we'll be able to gear our actions towards it. Yeah. So again, I said, when in life, we have to really look into our life, where we are, how we can move forward for that. Yeah, because all of us wish for happiness. No one wants suffering. But in order to reach that, of course, there are 3 levels. You can happiness here and now, happiness hereafter, and the ultimate happiness, which is liberation. So I hope that, with this short Dhamma talk, I hope that, it will give you some perspective and offer you some reflection for all of us, yeah, to gear towards that goal of what the Buddha has attained and what the Buddha says is attainable by all those to whom will gladly lend their ear to listen and also happily walk the path. So may all of you be well and safe, and also be free from defilements, and may all hearts be happy. Okay. Thank you.
May I request if any of the audience would like to ask questions? Are there any questions from the floor? Yes.
Good evening, Acharya. I got one question. Just now you mentioned the cultivation of wholesome thought, and they say how could we? I know that when the wholesome thought arises, we have to try to prolong it, and if it's an unwholesome thought arises, we have to try to so-called to suppress it. So as a layman, when this so-called wholesome thought arises or the unwholesome thought arises, do we have to know the ingredients or the mental factor that associate with it, so that when it arises, that we can actually suppress it or actually, prolong it? So how to do it? Thank you.
All right. When we talk about the thoughts, the Buddha also, after cultivation, the Buddha actually classified the thoughts in 2. One, you call it unwholesome. One is wholesome. So in the cultivation, the Buddha also mentioned when, of course, some of us think, when unwholesome thoughts, we have to quickly cut it off. And when the wholesome thoughts, we think about it longer. But in the practice, I would say, when we talk about right effort, number one, we know that the first thing is that those unwholesome thoughts that which is not arisen yet, we prevent it from arising. Those who already arisen, then we abandon. Now I use modern word. I say those already unwholesome one arisen, you delete it. People can understand fast. You say abandon, how? Delete straight. I say, then those who are wholesome one, not arising yet, we cultivate. And those you already have, is already in your mind, you increase. Yeah. So now, if you look at this 4 right effort, yeah. So of course it's important, like is it, to refrain. Refrain means once it's unwholesome, means straight we delete. Because why we have to do so? Because the mind runs very fast. Even now, especially now, new finding in neuroscience is so advanced that, you know, anything about the mind, the speed, everything, they are now measuring. And they said, you know, how fast the thought runs. It's 268 miles per hour. So the moment you have a thought, you're in Singapore. Yeah, it's that fast. So imagine when you have a unwholesome thought. That's why in meditation, this is where, when you do anapanasati, it's very interesting. Because anapanasati is for you to gauge your breath so you can be in the present moment. The moment you breathe in and breathe out, actually your mind comes back to the present. Yeah, and so you can see how your mind keep running away. Yeah, keep running away. And this is, so mainly the moment we know that our mind runs, meaning what? It's already in the wandering. Wandering means what? It's not real. Meaning it's latching on another thought and creating mental formation, means more and more thoughts, which is not in reality now. Yeah, so the first is to cut it off. Yeah, and of course you don't have to cut it off harshly. And just as you know, then I just let go, come back. Yeah, but then the second one, the Buddha said, you know, yes, wholesome thought. You know, it's nice to think about it, but the Buddha said, after thinking for a long time, you get tired. So that is not the way to cultivate too. It's nice to have nice thought, but for a long time you get tired. So again, it is best to bring the mind to the present moment. Because in present moment, that is what is. Yeah? In present moment, that is what is. So we need to train our mind again and again to be back to the present moment. And how can we do it? Anapanasati. Anapanasati is the best antidote for what they call worry and restlessness. Yeah, worry and restlessness come from thinking a lot of thoughts. So that's why also the Buddha gives the simile, you know, for this particular restlessness and worry, it's just like a bowl of water, and you know, it's wavy, ripple, keep rippling. So you cannot really see your mind. Yeah. So if the thoughts, too much thoughts in the mind, whether you think, most people will fall into the unwholesome thoughts. Yeah? Because we don't train the mind. But if you train the mind, then you'll be surprised where you will start to be in the present moment most of the time. Thought comes, they naturally let go. But when you want to do work, well, you have tremendous power because all your energy is stored, you know. When you need to direct your mind to do work, then all the storage of energy will come up. You'll be very focused and you're able to do a lot of things very fast because now what need to be done, you get it done. Most of us lost again, like now, especially with our handphones and WhatsApp and the email. No? You want to do something, you go into your email, but right, you want to check something. At the end, you end up doing a lot of things, reading a lot of things, but your actual work you don't do. But time just passes. Isn't it? You realize that? Yeah. And now even more destructive is that, you know, when you have too many WhatsApp group, people ting ting, yes, you also look. Then ting ting, I don't want to go. Another one. You go and keep looking at this. And I remember one devotee followed me to Bandung at one time. I told her, switch off your handphone. After 1 month, you know how many WhatsApp? Hers is not too much. 1 month, 1,000 something. Not too much. I heard some people 1 day 300. Hers is not too much yet. So it's 1,000 something. So I told her, okay, now 1,000 something. I said, one WhatsApp in your usual day, 1 minute. Okay or not? 1 minute, huh? So 1 minute, then let's say 1,002. 1,200 minutes, I say you divide 1 hour 60 minutes, right? So how many hours? Yeah. So that's how our time passed. For what reason? I said, not only with that, after that you want to delete some more? You know? This is how much time we're using for all this unnecessary. So I used to advise them, I say, keep only those group that you think is, I mean, if you have done something just for the project, finish, okay, dissolve. And then, so you keep moving to what is also right speech, the way how we practice. Or else somebody else, yes, no, I don't want to go, you also go and see. For what reason? Isn't it? And then people put just opinion and opinion and opinion, go nowhere. I said, really, if let's say a group, and you need to address that issue with that person, call straight. That's still the most effective. You don't tangling and assuming, and at the end, they come back like people say, I thought somebody will do it. But then somebody thought, anybody can do it. At the end, nobody do it. Yeah. So, so sometimes, when we have modern gadget also, unless you make good use of it, other than that, it becomes a distraction. And most people, nowadays also, when they come for retreat, first thing I tell them, in our past experience, is that when you still hold a handphone, it is not very fruitful retreat. So we request that everybody hand over their phone. And you'll be surprised. They really can meditate very well. No distraction. So this is our modern distraction. But we need to be aware, or else our time is spent like that. Yeah. Already we don't have much time. 10 years left, no? Huh? So we got to be wise to do what is necessary, to help ourselves. And, when we can help ourselves, we can help the people around us. All right? So I hope I answer your question. Yeah.
Maybe one last question. Anybody would like to ask a question? Calling once. Twice. Okay, one more.
Coming to this thought again. So I know it's so-called a more academics. Is it useful if he knows what are the mental factors associated with the unwholesome thoughts? So let's say if it arises, we try to relate what are the mental factors like shameless, restlessness, all these things. I mean, I know that it's like more academic, but let's say if we know this, if it arises, then we know which are the ingredients that actually is part of the unwholesome. Thank you.
Do you know that your mind itself have a super intelligent? The moment the thought arises, even you don't use any concept, you will know that you are greedy or not, or you are angry or not. You don't even have to define, Immediately you know what it is. So this is what we call conscience. Yeah. So we can never actually, run away from this. So that's why the Buddha actually put it into great hatred delusion. It's very quick. Yeah. Even you don't label concept, whatever. Yeah. So if we were to, because that one is that when you go to deeper meditation, that one will be very prominent. It's not the concept anymore. It's the more refined experience of the mind, in that state. So our mind got super intelligent. Yeah. We don't have to label too many concepts we already knew that, let's say somebody is angry, stand beside you. You think you know or not? You don't have to see what cetasika or whatever, You already know this person is angry. Why? Because our heart, our heart. A lot of times in the past we said the brain is the one that controls, right? But now neuroscience proves it the other way around. It's the heart that sends signals to the brain, and the brain discharge to all the activities, nerve activity, everything. The heart instruct 90%. The brain only come back to the heart 10%. Yeah. We can also know what when we become a baby, which one comes first? Brain comes first or heart comes first? Heart, not brain. Yeah. So is it concept? When we have too many concepts in meditation, is a challenge, because the mind want to think. So again, what it comes to mental proliferation. Yeah, because that is a habitual tendency of the mind. Yeah. So sometimes when you just need to grasp on one word or one thing, it goes spinning. Yeah. So we always tell them, from one thought it become one story become many stories it become movies, and then after that you become the director. Yeah. It's that fast. Yeah. So they try to give a lot of what, but I think in the sutta, you see, it's very simple, very direct teaching, very simple. So that's why even when we practice, it's very simple. Like the Buddha just mentioned, you know. Yeah. So when you breathe in, you know you're breathing in. Means as you experience it, you know. Yeah. So our mind is that fast. So the moment you try to put label and concept, it already delay. We say one thought already go Singapore, So the moment you put all these things, already you're behind the time of what is now. Yeah. So that's why in the contemplation, it's different. When the mind is very sharp, means after you get into very focused and the state of mind which is light, happy, bright, and sharp. That kind of state of mind, yes, when you do contemplation, it's very different. It's not concept. They will lead you to deeper knowledge. We call it insight. Yeah. So it is different. It's not the conceptual level as what we think, but it is a deeper level of the connection or the networking of all these states of the mind and the understand, what the Buddha mentioned, deeper into different aspects of the mind. Yeah. So it is like I said, because our mind is such intelligent that very fast they will know. Yeah. It's the knowing that this particular part. So when during meditation, that's why we tell them before, during, after, you have different things to do with the mind. One is the preparatory. During, you don't think of other things but your object of meditation that you are developing. Yeah. Then after, then only you look back. Yeah. And also tell them that even in meditation, it's all real experience. One time, my teacher in Sri Lanka, after she renounced, then one day her own son came to learn from the mother meditation. The son is, I think, is a program analysis. And a program analysis. So you see how our work can influence our mind. So when he came, the mother taught her simple anapanasati. She couldn't get into calmness at all, because she's thinking how to, do it. And when she, when not to think, she start thinking. And at the end, the mother told me. So I said, oh, like that. So okay, I said, I will try to talk to him and see how. Then I told him, I said, you have been practicing a few days. How is your meditation? He said, can't get anywhere, very restless. So then after that, I give him a simile. I say, if there's a situation like this, I say, one person who has faith with the instruction, and one person who is very analytical. I say, you see, who will reach to the other side first? So I say, if assuming, you have a river, and you put two plank, and then one is very faithful to what you're going to instruct them, and the other one is very what they call intelligent and also very analytical. I said, you tell them the same thing. I just say, okay, the other shore is very nice, very special, and it will give you, all that, will help you in life, will strengthen your mind or whatever. And then I said, you only can go through by the plank. Then they say, okay. Then next you tell them a bit more. But anyway, along the way, in the river, the water is a bit poisonous, and there are some creatures which is, maybe dangerous, and you add in more of the information. And then after that, you tell them, I think now you all can go already, to the other shore. Do you think which one will go first and reach there first? Yeah, they said faithful one. Why? They only look at that particular shore, and for that, and they know, yes, it's one plank, this is negligible, I will reach there, because the other side is the one that you look for. But the one analytical one, he will start thinking, this is only one plank, what if, I lost my balance? Then after I say, hey, and then he say, the water is poisonous, and maybe got those creatures which is dangerous, he's still at this shore, thinking, and to try to rationalize and everything, but already the other person reached the other shore. Yeah. So sometimes, then after that, I think he got my point. So I just asked him, so which one do you think, will reach there? Then I share with him, it's just only your object of meditation, you just keep doing it, you will get there. Then after that, next few days, you really can go there already. Don't think. Because like understand, we are not asking you to think, just only breathe in, breathe out, maintain your mindfulness there. That's all. Very easy. But analytical mind, they will start analyzing during the meditation. Of course, they get nowhere. And then I also tell people, another one also career, because the way they think. Lawyer? Lawyer also sometimes very challenging for them to meditate. You know why? One of the great hindrances is doubt. Because why? They are trained in the benefit of doubt. So when something you teach them, they doubt first, before they practice. So how to get there again? So very interesting. You see different people's career, you see their background. That is where sometimes why they cannot progress is because the habitual pattern of their mind. Habitual pattern of the mind. So we also learn from all the meditators that come. And then after we point to them, then they start to realize, okay, now you got to change. You don't change, you keep that kind of mental attitude, cannot develop the mind. Yeah. So we are intelligent in different things, but that doesn't mean it leads you to that kind of liberating mind. Intelligent, all are intelligent. Yeah. So habitual pattern of the mind. Yeah. So this is one thing, like I say, it's also important for us to learn and to check our practice. Then we'll be able to at least develop further. All right? Thank you. Yeah.
Sadhu, sadhu. I would like to invite Ayya to lead us on sharing of merits as a conclusion for this evening Dhamma sharing.
So let us now compose our mind and recall to mind all the good intention of coming here and all the good deeds of listening to the Dhamma and to understand the Dhamma. And with all the merits that you have accrued throughout your wholesome actions, may all these merit continue to pave way for you to grow in strength, in confidence, and in understanding, and loving kindness, and also in your wisdom So be able to penetrate into the profound Dhamma that leads to liberation. You also share this merit with all your family members and relatives and friends. Wherever they are, may they also be blessed with good health and also be able to come in contact with the Dhamma one day. We also like to dedicate this merit with all the Devas and Nagas of mighty power, all the Dhamma protectors, all the guardian deities, including our own guardian deities and the guardian deities of this shrine, this locality. May they too rejoice in the merit, and in so rejoicing with the merit, continue to protect your well-being and safety, guide you to righteous path, and help you in times of need. May they also work long to protect and prolong the Buddha Dhamma, Buddha Sasana, and all the viharas for the well-being, for the happiness, and for the benefit of the many. And in due time, may they too liberate themselves. We also dedicate this merit for the spiritual well-being of our departed relatives and friends, and also in memory of our late Chief K. Sri Dhammananda, and also Auntie Tant and Sister Panya. But they also rejoice with all our good merits and continue to propagate the Dhamma for the well-being and happiness of the many. And may all our departed relatives too rejoice in this merit and continue to move on to take a rebirth, and also be able to come in contact with Triple Gem, grow in the Dhamma, and one day be free from the cycle of samsara. We also dedicate this merit for the well-being of our country and the world. May our country and the world be stable and be in harmony. May our rulers and leaders rule and lead righteously. And may there be due season for good weather and good harvest. And may all beings be well and happy. And with our good merits too, may we continue to meet and associate with all the noble righteous people, so be able to be guided and encouraged to walk the noble path heedfully and always be well and happy. Sad, sad, sad. Sukhi Hotu.
Sukhi Hotu. Let us now pay respect to the three jewels by bowing 3 times. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi. Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami. Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghang Namami. Let us also pay respect to Venerable Sumangala by bowing 3 times. Buddhang Vandami Bante. Dhammang Vandami Bante. Sanghang Vandami Bante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sabbe satta sukhi hontu, Suki Hondu. A short announcement. Ayya Sumangala will be coming back to give the second talk 2 weeks from now, which is on the 18th of May, Friday night as well, same time, 8:30 to 10 p.m. And the topic is repaying gratitude. Yeah, so you have any questions, please also can bring your questions for this session for more Dhamma sharing. Yeah, and I also would like to share some announcements of activities in KMBS. This coming Sunday, we have a Sunday Puja service at 9:15 a.m. And there will be a Dhamma talk by Professor Dato Sri Dr. Victor Wee. And the topic is the last 100 days in the Buddha's life. This is in conjunction with the Vesak theme for May. Yeah. And same day, also Sunday afternoon, 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m., there will be a Pali chanting class by Bante Indaratana, the resident monk of Supanjaya Buddhist Association. And we shall be chanting Mangala Sutta. So all of you are welcome to join us. And every Wednesday, we have our Wednesday meditation group practice from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Beginners are also welcome, as we have our instructors to guide the beginners to learn the basic foundation of walking and sitting meditation. Yeah, with that, I would like to say thank you for coming, especially to Ayya for sharing the Dhamma with us. And, there's one more thing. Ariya Vihara Buddhist Society will be organizing the charity Food and Fun Fair. The date is on the 8th of July, 2018, and the venue is the club at Bukit Utama, Banda Utama. So coupons are available here at 10 ringgit per booklet. So those of you who would like to support Ariya Vihara as they are fundraising for a new building. Yeah, so all proceeds will go. Yes, worthy cause. So those who would like to support, you can obtain the coupons here from me. And if you wish to donate back the coupon for other charities and organization use, you're most welcome. All right, so with that, we wish you have a good and safe journey home, and we wish to see you again for more Dhamma sharing. Yeah, thank you. Sadhu.